is Anya.
And my name is Lily.
We are here with an interview with another candidate for the upcoming mayor election.
That's right, Anya. We have Chad Odessa here today, who will be asking to go into a bit more detail about his experiences during their campaign and what more he has in store for the community. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, Chad, how are you?
I am honestly doing so well. I'm doing so well. I've witnessed people die today on Jamestown Street. It is really becoming the Jamestown of old, and even better.
Do you think your promises are enough for the community?
Yes.
Regarding your promise to implement a medical insurance policy, what do you think are the pros and cons, or where that's concerned? You get what I'm saying? There's going to be people that are not going to be able to afford insurance. If it's affordable for everyone, why not just change the amount of time anyone spends in a hospital?
Okay, so fuck poor people.
But you feel that,
it?
people who are unable to afford it shouldn't be able to live?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I don't believe that they should be able to live to the standard that other people who can afford it. Yeah, it's the same with disabled people. You know what I mean? Yeah, like seriously, like what's going on with that?
About your quote unquote fist or be fisted promise, do you think it's safe to have the option to challenge a PD to a dual fist?
All right. So, listen, I grew up in a very hostile environment. I don't know if you know about this. I don't know if you know this about me, but I was actually punched multiple times before I was even born. So I was born into a life of violence, of already having been beaten up. Okay. So because I believe that fighting builds character, and it sort of makes you a strong and capable individual. I believe that this policy will resonate with a lot of other people here because we've all had it tough, and me and my character, and the reason why I'm so popular is because I feel like people resonate with me. They're all fighters. Everyone's got their own fight that they're living in this city, and everyone is quite attuned to violence. Okay, so I feel like beating up the police is a good thing.
With that question, how do you feel if someone was to murder someone and then they were to challenge a cop to a duel of the fist?
I do not condone murder, okay? And if you do hit a murder charge, then you will not be eligible to be fisted, okay?
Okay, so you do have workarounds through certain situations like that.
We just wanted more of an elaboration on that. That's why.
Okay. All right. Well, yes. There will be caveats, and conditions in place in order to be fisted. Not everyone can just go around getting fisted. Getting fisted isn't for everyone.
Speaking on the other promise about the dolphin milk, is it safe for people to drink the new dolphin milk with the new changes to the recipe? Like what exactly is put in the dolphin milk to make it so it's the same effect of gummies, but 1% better?
The dolphin milk is incredibly and completely safe. There is no ill effects from it, and you will be a better person for buying it.
Were there any clinical trials for this dolphin milk?
Yes, there were. In fact, at home I have multiple lab reports from what's that lab up north there, Doug?
Ancestry.com.
From Ancestry.com that do reveal the true nature of this dolphin milk, that it is completely safe, and that these dolphins are actually 2% African as well.
Will these be as affordable as the health insurance, or are these two completely different things that will be priced separately?
These will be two completely different things because they are two different policies. But what I can tell you about the dolphin milk is that it will be 1% better than gummies, and it will also always be 1% cheaper. Okay, so also rather than going into lining my own greedy pockets, the funds from these the sales of the dolphin milk will go into a fund specifically for the mayor, whoever that may be sitting at the time, to support events. So, if someone was to approach me, let's say Weazel News came up to me and said, Chad, we wanted to run an event, in ode to you because you're such a G, you're so real, I would say, here's $1 million, from the mayor's fund, courtesy of the dolphin milk.
Recently, there's been talk about whether or not you are capable of being mayor, as the age required to be mayor must be between 18 and 112. How do you feel about those allegations?
Yeah, we're skipping a few birthdays for the mayor. That'll be no problem by the time of election day.
I believe there was.
How does that work?
Well, it's to do with leap years and also Jupiter.
I see.
See, one thing that people don't know about the mayor is his birthday is actually on the 31st of February. And that day only falls every 4 months. So if we wanted to go by the books, the mayor is technically like, what, 38?
Very close, very close.
Yeah, around about that.
Yes.
Speaking on what your one promise of quote unquote fuck Gerald, what are your thoughts on Gerald pulling out due to the concerns of his safety for his family?
Well, I would say that, that would be my fuck Gerald policy in action already without even being elected. Gerald obviously was a little bit scared that he would not win. And it was quite obvious that he wouldn't, because he wouldn't be able to buy off this election. Yes, I believe that the campaign promise of fucking Gerald has already started to take place. But there is still more to come.
Would you still consider that a third promise, as Gerald really poses no threat to you at this point for this election?
Yeah, well, listen, I did make a promise, and unfortunately for Gerald, I will have to fulfill that promise.
Do you think that this will give you a better opportunity to win the election?
Honestly, I don't think that I had any real competition this time around anyway.
So you're hoping things will be different from last election?
I would prefer that the people vote for policy. I prefer that people didn't pay for votes. Yeah, it's just funny. I was speaking to a very dear friend of mine who is a transient. He's a trans person, and he was telling me that Gerald paid him $1 million for a vote. So I'm glad that isn't able to take place this time. You know what I mean?
So do you trust the other candidates enough for them to not take those type of actions?
Well, so there is a very prestigious and elite big dick, quite a thick dick in the city called the governor. And he has decreed that any kind of bribery in this election will not be happening.
Talking about that, it is public information that you are a part of an organization called the Vandals. Being mayor is a government position. How do you think this would affect the people and affect your position going for mayor?
It won't.
Do you have any standings to back you up there?
It won't.
Okay.
2 words.
Okay.
2 powerful words.
What do you think about the other candidates?
I feel like these guys are great people, and I'm excited to be running against them. And I do wish them all the best. I have no issue with them. And if one of them happens to get in, I will fully support that candidate.
So it will be a completely different reaction than the last time? So like the last election, it's said that you stabbed Gerald?
That is an allegation. That is a blatant accusation and an allegation. And it was actually a metaphor. It was just a metaphor for how good at mayor.
Do you think it had something to do with your
Maybe
age
good.
being so young? Your reaction is you react differently than someone older, 25.
Let me just think about this, okay? I just need to channel my inner chi, okay? Being a Buddhist, I have the ability to step outside of my body and think of certain things from a different enlightened perspective, okay? Okay, so I'm channeling it now. Okay, I've got it. It won't.
So you're stating that even if you, let's say, do lose the election, nothing will happen after. You'll react properly and, everything will go fine going forward with that?
Okay, so I'm going to just repeat what I said, okay? It won't.
But it won't doesn't answer the question specifically.
It does.
All right. I think we will finish it up there. I think we've asked everything that we've needed to, gain every answer that we've wanted. We appreciate your time here. Thank you very much for coming. And yeah, we'll get back to you with more updates on the interview later on.
Okay, all right. Look, I just had a question for you guys. So listen, I am kind of looking for a first lady or two. How would you feel about being famous?
Unfortunately, we are the business that make people famous. We're here to advertise you and everyone that comes to us for a service, but we appreciate the offer. Thank you very much.
They want me, Doug. It's so obvious. It's actually disgusting. Desperation's ridiculous. So, Doug, can I just get a quick check on the polls?
Yeah, we've been polling good this entire time.
Yeah, big polls.
We're trending well with our demographics.
What about the Mexicans?
Well, it's actually the blacks, surprisingly.
Oh, really?
That big family, the blacks.
Right.
We have a lot of those. We've actually won them over in the swing state.
Well, you know what? I've always said this. I love the blacks, but fuck the whites.